Okay, so I'm going to start by wrapping the yarn around my fingers and creating a magic ring. This first stitch does not count as a stitch. This first knot, this would be considered the first double crochet after I make the knot. And so I'm going to put 13 double crochet into the ring. Okay, I have put 13 double crochets on the ring. Now I'm just taking the string, I'm taking the yarn, and I'm just going to pull it to make the magic ring. Sometimes it can be kind of hard to pull when the yarn is a little thicker, but okay. After a fight, I have my ring. And so at this point, I'm going to slip stitch across the top. I'm going to take my hook into the top stitch, pull the yarn through, and then pull it through that stitch to close that off. And then from here, I'm going to cut the yarn and weave in my ends, because that's the starter circle. So now I'm just yarning over the hook and pulling that string through, pulling it nice and tight. And then I like to just take the yarn in between the stitches. It won't come loose. I just go back and forth, just like that. And then I cut the yarn. For this end, the yarn that was pulled, I just take the hook, stick it through the middle, and I pull that yarn through. Then I kind of take it through a side, not back through the middle, but through the side, and pull the string through again. And I do that a few times, because you don't want to make something for somebody and then like they're walking up the street, they pull on their sweater or they pull on the blanket or something, and the whole thing just unravel. Now they're naked walking up the street. You don't want that to happen. So you have to pull it through a couple of times. I'm just going through middle and then through the side. Just like that. Once you do it a few times, it's good. You can cut it and you're done with that. Got a circle. Next, I'm taking the white yarn. I'm gonna have the yarn descriptions. I'm gonna have the yarn links in the description. I am an associate with Amazon, and so if you make a purchase, I do earn a commission. Okay, so here's our next step. You can put the hook in any part at the top. You can start in any top space. So I try not to start like right where I joint together the yarn, but I turn it and then put the hook in. Take your next color. I'm using white. Take your hook and pull the color through, just like that. And then you're going to chain 3. Yarn over the hook and do a double crochet, and then do another double crochet. That first chain of 3 did count as a stitch, so it's really like 3 double crochets in the same stitch. From there, you want to pull the yarn up, take your hook out, go back into the first stitch on the white, put the yarn over the hook and pull on it, pull it through. This is going to create a puffed look for your daisy, and then you chain 2. After you chain 2, yarn over the hook, you're going to create 3 double crochets into the next stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. You should have 12 puff stitches all the way around the chain. I mean, all the way around the circle. So go ahead and do that. Then you can meet me back here. At this stage, I'm just stopping and counting so I can make sure that I have enough puff stitches. I'm at 9 now, so I'm gonna keep going until I have 12. If you have some like ends that's hanging out, don't worry about them. You can always go back and weave those in later. Your main concern right now is to just get 12 puff stitches in the ring. Let me see where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. I have 12 puff stitches. On this last puff stitch, I'm just doing a slip stitch across the top of the puff. I don't know if you can see that little stitch there, but to join that together. There we go. And so we're at the start. Don't let this little piece here worry you. Cut that off. I got some dull scissors. It's just all bad, but we're gonna make it work. All right, so I have the 12 puffs. So from this point, I'm just cutting off the white yarn so we can get ready to go into the next color. And I'm just pulling that through. And I like to just take it back and forth through the stitches here, so that way as I get ready to do the next part, that white yarn it should just get stitched right into there. I don't have to worry about it. I know I said don't worry about the strings hanging, but I don't even like to see the strings hanging like that. So as soon as I finish like the next steps, I do go in and try to weave in those loose ends. And I don't use like the tapestry needle a lot. Usually I'm just going right in with my hook and kind of weaving it in back and forth. I don't like to have to keep switching up tools and utensils if I don't have to. And that can just be me. I like to kind of just, I'm a one hook kind of person if I can. Every now and again you might be making something where you can't. You have to go in and use like different sizes and different hooks, and I just like one. All right, so there we go. That part is done. So now we're getting ready to do the outer layer. I'm going to show you on another piece. I'm getting ready to do the pink area around here. Okay. So I'm grabbing a lighter pink color. And for this part, you can start in between any of the puff stitches. Doesn't matter which one, just stick your hook through the middle. And we're getting ready to add on this color. And it's kind of the same technique. You're gonna chain 3, then enter 2 double crochet into the same stitch. You don't have to chain when you're going into the next stitch. You just yarn over and add 3 double crochet into the next stitch. At this point, you're going to do a treble crochet. So you yarn over the hook twice, then insert it into the next stitch. Pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. You're going to do that 3 times in that same stitch. Then you're going to chain 2 and do 3 more treble crochets in the same stitch. This is actually counting as a corner stitch. It reminds me of it's like, you know, the granny square. So from there, once you do that part, in the next stitch you're just doing 3 double crochet. No chaining, just 3 double crochet. And you're going to repeat this pattern. So next stitch is another 3 double crochet. And the next stitch is a treble. And another treble. We're doing 3. Then we're going to chain 2 and another 3 treble crochet in the same stitch. So you can repeat this pattern, and I'll see you when it's time to finish it off. All right, so we are now at the closing part of this row, and so I just wanted to show you how I just do a slip stitch, go into the top of the row, pull the yarn through, close that off. Cutting the yarn, yarning over and pulling that through. And because I hate those ends, I'm gonna weave that in. Just taking that back and forth. Okay, and then I'm also weaving in any other loose ends that I have hanging. I'm just taking that with my crochet hook and pulling that through. And then I can just cut them at that point. Sometimes I'll just take both and pull them through together when they're close like that. Your goal is to just have them through enough so when you get ready to do your next row, they're not hanging all in the way. Now I'm just going through, cutting off any loosey gooseys. All right, so we're here. So now looking at my prototype, we're going into this pink color, a darker pink color. So now I'm going to show you how I did that row because it's slightly different. I start in a corner, start right in the corner there, and pull that darker pink color through. I kind of leave a little hanging out the back, and I'm chaining 3. Then I'm adding 2 double crochet to create 3, because that chain of 3 is counting as a stitch. So we have 3 double crochet, chain 2, add another 3 double crochet into that same corner. Sorry if I sound out of breath. It's a job. All right, so now we have 2 clusters of 3 in the corner. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going right into the next stitch with a double crochet. And I'm going to double crochet all the way across in each stitch until I get into the next corner. Once I get into the next corner, I'm going to repeat what I did in this corner, but I'm not going to chain. I'm just going to put 6 double crochet with that chain 2. 3 double crochet, chain 2, and then another 3 double crochet in the corner. That's going to be the pattern all the way around. So I may speed up the video, and then you can just meet me back. Just wanted to show you how it was when I got into this next corner. This is my 3 double crochet in the corner space. I'm chaining 2, and I'm adding another 3 double crochet in the corner, and I'm repeating the same pattern. So if you want to meet me back at the end, I'll see you there. Okay, so we're at the end of the second pink row, the darker pink, and I'm just ending it with a slip stitch. Cutting off the yarn, and I'm just going to tuck in my ends, and I'm going to go back into this lighter pink color. Okay guys, so I went around the project with the dark pink, the light pink, and then the white, and I did the same process all the way around. Sorry about my exposure if it's too bright. I did the same process all the way around, and that's how you end with this daisy, this very pretty daisy granny square. And you can connect it to other squares and make beautiful blankets. You can make beautiful sweaters. I really recommend that you try this, and I will see you next time. And please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Blessings. Okay guys, so I just wanted to show you real quick how I added a border. I had connected the daisy granny squares together, and I'm putting a border across the blanket. I end up making an afghan, and I just wanted to show you how I was making this border real quick. I'm actually at the end, so I just wanted to show you how I got this little pattern, which is just a front and back post double crochets. And so I'm just taking the needle. Sorry, I'm using a different camera than normal, so bear with me. I'm just taking the needle and wrapping it around, and for the back post I'm taking it around like that. Going over again, pulling through 2, going over and pulling through 2. For a front post, I'm bringing this post here toward me, putting in the needle behind there, wrapping the yarn around, pulling through 2, and yarning over and pulling through 2. So I'll do that again. Yarning over, taking the needle from the back, pushing the post away from me, yarn over, pulling up the loop. It should be 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm just going to continue that pattern all the way across till I get to the end. And that is how I made my border for this afghan.